And so there's no shame in making sure that before you give to other people, before you share yourself, that you have so much more left for yourself so that you can be good at everything that you do. You can be happy, you feel fulfilled, and you feel content. And that balance of life, work, and you is always in good shape. And so I'm going to give you 5 simple ways so you can put yourself first and remind yourself that you are number one. Hi guys, my name is Paz and welcome to my podcast. Welcome to Purposeful. This is a podcast where we're talking about parenthood, motherhood, being a woman, and just being everything. You don't have to be a mom to listen to this podcast. You don't have to be just a woman. It's open for everybody who wants to listen in the conversation and be inspired with life. So if you have a family, if you have kids, great. You're going to listen to a lot of different experiences and insights, interviews about being a parent, how to navigate your way through life, working and taking care of your family at the same time. But if you don't have any kids and you just want to listen in, then that's amazing too, because there's a lot of lessons you're going to learn in between. And probably if you do have that feeling that you want to start a family, this will give you an idea and a heads up. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about ways that you can put yourself first because you are number one. In the previous episode, I was talking about you are number one. You are number one is not about being selfish. It's not about thinking of yourself alone, but it's also thinking of yourself too. It's very important as a woman, as a person, as a partner, and as a parent, that you don't forget that most integral, vital part of being a person, your individuality and your independence. It's very important in order for you to give back that you have something for yourself. In fact, the more you give yourself, the more you can give to other people. And if you let your cup run dry, you have nothing to give the people that you love. And so there's no shame in making sure that before you give to other people, before you share yourself, that you have so much more left for yourself so that you can be good at everything that you do. You can be happy, you feel fulfilled, and you feel content. And that balance of life, work, and you is always in good shape. And so I'm going to give you 5 simple ways so you can put yourself first and remind yourself that you are number one. First, I talked about this in the other episode, give yourself 10 minutes. 10 minutes to start your day, 10 minutes to have a cup of coffee, 10 minutes to just be with yourself before you get into things. And so it can be in the morning for moms. Before you take care of your family, set your alarm a few minutes earlier. I set mine 30 minutes earlier. 15 minutes to look up at the sky and kind of just wake up and force myself to get out of bed. It's hard for me because I still wake up several times a night to give my son milk, change the nappies, blah, blah, blah. But I take the 15 minutes to walk as slowly as I can, choose what I'm gonna wear so I'm not wearing my pajamas when I take my kids to school, which honestly I am quite guilty of. I have this thing sometimes I do that I'm wearing my favorite sweater and joggers, and when I'm rushing in the morning because I'm so tired and coffee hasn't kicked in, I do wear the same outfit that I wore the night before. Or how do you know? Sometimes I wore it the night before to prepare for the day. You know what I mean? I do that sometimes so I'm not late for a flight. There you go. That's my big secret. But anyway, take 10 minutes for yourself. So what my husband and I do when we're lucky and the kids are still sleeping, we look at each other with like super happy smiles and we make our coffee. We sit down at the dinner table or by the pool and we just hang out. Even if he's doing something and I'm just staring at him because I'm so obsessed with him, I just have my coffee until we hear our little one cry and it's time to start the rest of the day. But seriously, having 10 minutes to just be by yourself. Meditate if you're able to. Sit in a quiet corner where nobody can see you. Hide behind a tree. Hide behind a plant. Take 10 minutes that it's just you. For all I care, go in the toilet and do your business. Nobody's gonna disturb you. Waking up earlier than your kids is the trick. Or having an amazing partner and telling him or her, hey, I just need 10 minutes. That's everything. And so take 10 minutes to do something important, like maybe you have to use the bathroom, want to sip your coffee, want to have a 10-minute meditation, or just be by yourself, take a look at the garden, look at the sky, just whatever it takes. 10 minutes means a lot. It makes such a big difference in your day. The next suggestion that I have is for you to choose one thing that you like, one thing that you love to do, whether it's watching a series or playing paddle or gardening or making a smoothie, whatever that little simple thing might be. For moms and dads like us, it is so hard to get that one thing in. Seriously, like one of the things I like to do is really get into yoga, really have a master teach me and learn all of the different moves. I've been in Bali for almost 10 years now. It still hasn't happened now. We'll see if 2023 is the year, I hope, because I'm doing a collaboration with a yoga brand, and I said to myself, I have to master at least a lot of the poses so that I can be, promoting and selling clothes that I love wearing, but actually being good at yoga. So that's the one thing that I want to get into. But I'll get into that later. So one thing that you love to do already. So even if that one thing is related to the first thing a while ago, which is the 10 minutes, that's fine. But do one thing for yourself every day, even if it's brushing your hair for 10 minutes for no reason at all. So that's super important, because being alone with yourself is actually much more vital than you can imagine. A lot of people actually can't be alone with themselves. And being alone with yourself gives you time to look inwards, to have some introspection, for you to think about not what you want to do in the day, but think about you, So, for example, if it's yoga, you're doing something that you love, you feel more fulfilled. If it's cooking, cooking a particular dish that you want to do, that one thing for the day, it makes you feel like you achieved something. If the one thing you wanted to do was maybe buy the sweater or the outfit that you've been trying to buy online, but you never have the time to do so, now is the time. Do something, that one thing that you really want to do at least once a day. If you do it once a week, sure, you can do that, but that's a little bit, it's not enough. Doing it once a day is so important for your well-being, for your strength as a person, for your love, for yourself. It's so important to do that one thing. So the one thing that I want to do for myself, aside from, wanting to be better at yoga, is I like to write down something in my journal, or I want to read poetry or read, a quote from my favorite book. And if I'm able to do that in a day, I feel I did something for myself, and I feel like I enriched my soul. I feel like I gave my mind something, like I watered the plant, and the plant is you. Don't forget that you are so vital in your family. You are so vital in your own life that if you don't give yourself special treatment, you are a plant that will not grow. And there's nothing worse than a plant that doesn't grow, because in the end, it dies. And you don't want to be that plant. And so the third thing, so I already said, take 10 minutes for yourself, do one thing that you love. The important thing that I wanted to share was have support. So for you to be able to make yourself number one and to give yourself time, especially people like me who have a lot of kids, a lot of jobs, a lot of things you're taking care of, you need support. You need one person or a few to help you make things happen. So have support from your partner, from your husband, your wife. Have a nanny. If you can afford it, get a nanny once a week so that your nanny can help you take care of the kids, and to just give you time. Even if you're around your kids, at least be able to do the things that you're doing and not feel like it's all resting on your shoulders. So it doesn't feel like a heavy burden. It doesn't feel stressful, because majority of what happens to mothers and parents is that they feel they're doing more than their partner. They feel like they're getting more of the end of the brunt work, of the heavy load, of the burden. And you shouldn't look at parenthood as a burden. It is a shared experience with your partner. So if you have a husband and wife, if you have a partner, then you have somebody to share that experience with, share the tasks with, share the jobs with. And if it's a lot, and having 4 children like I do, have some help. Have some help at home to do the housework. Have some help at home to watch the kids certain hours so you can focus on work. So it's always just about balancing. It's about having tasks sorted out and compartmentalizing things and assigning tasks to people. So one of the things that I do for myself and I do for my family and for my husband as well, it's all related, is every Tuesday and Thursday, we have our nanny sleep over in the house. I wake up several times a night for me to change my son's diaper, to give him milk, literally 5 times a night. My son is drinking 1.5 liters of milk a night. So you can imagine my formula bill, you can imagine our diaper bill. But I was thinking and thinking for a while because, I've been a hands-on mom for the past 22 years and I never really had help. I never had a nanny, believe it or not, because I feel if you can't take care of the child you're giving birth to, then you have no right having more. And so I have to not justify, but I have to prove to myself that if I'm having 2 children, 3 children, 4, then I can take care of them with or without a nanny. And so I'm lucky because when I had my first child and my second child, in between them, there were 4 years. And so when I had my second child, my oldest child was easier to manage in a sense because he's always been easy to manage. He's always been a dream. Tonito's always been a dream. Having a mare and having a 4-year-old by my side with a newborn wasn't even difficult because my oldest child was a very responsible child at a young age, very mature, always listening, never gave me a hard time. And so having a nanny was out of the question. It was always my dream anyway, like never to have a nanny. Having been raised by a lot of nannies, I just like that one-on-one connection with my child in every level. And so having a nanny is such a luxury, but it is a luxury that I don't really necessarily want in my life, but I have it now in my life. It's a part of our schedule because it helps me be able to spend time with my husband, be able to spend time with myself, and be able to do the work that I do because I have a lot of jobs that I do. And so every Tuesday and Thursday, Ibo Lutfi stays in our house, and we're very grateful. We appreciate her so much because it allows me to sleep. Imagine for the past 2 years and 5 months since my baby was born to present, my last child was waking up so many times in the night. And now he's waking up, I would say, every hour, every 2 hours, which is such a savior. But when he was born, and he was born premature, he was waking up every 30 minutes to feed. And so having our nanny, we've had her with us for a few years, but she's been helping me and sleeping over every Tuesday and Thursday for the past 6 months so that I'll be able to sleep because I was really tapping out. I couldn't function anymore. I was sleepy. I wasn't falling asleep at the wheel, but I could feel like I was really getting tired and I didn't have time to work out. I wasn't feeling happy about my body. So it was just a lot of different things that I felt it was time to get help. And there's no reason for you not to get help. I know a lot of you don't like asking for help or feel like you don't need help. It's a matter of perspective. For me, I'm a very independent woman, but having the support of our nanny allows my husband and I to have dates on Tuesday and Thursday. Our date night is officially on Thursday, but we've extended it to Tuesday as well. Even if we're just staying home and watching a series, it allows us to just be. And like I said, it's all about putting yourself first so that you can give your best to the people that you love. And so if I'm worn out, if I'm exhausted, if I'm stressed out, I'm not good to anybody, not for my children, not for my husband, not for myself. And so I want quality in my life and I want to put emphasis on that quality, and I can only do that if I am able to really manage myself well. And so there's a time and place for everything, and I'm grateful that Ibo Luffy helps me, so she's able to help me every Tuesday and Thursday. And so I already talked about having 10 minutes for yourself, doing one thing that you love in a day, regardless of the time, whether it's short or long, having support in your life. And then the other thing I wanted to say was having one day for yourself. Have a date with yourself. So a lot of people actually don't like being alone. A lot of people like having company or constantly have somebody by their side. And I said this in the previous episodes of the importance of being comfortable being alone, being by yourself, because it allows you to think about what you want and what you need and just deal with the realities of feelings in general. And so when you have a date night with yourself, like if you go out and have dinner by yourself or go to the spa or go for a walk in the beach, on sunset, it actually makes you appreciate your life. It makes you appreciate your situation. If you're having a difficult time in life, you're having challenges, you're having some depression, you're having just a lot of things going on in your life at the same time, having a date with yourself, a date night or a date day, allows you to spend time with yourself and appreciate what you're doing in your life for others, for yourself, for your work, for your partner. And you actually have that time for yourself and you miss being with yourself. And at the same time, you miss being with the people that you love. So it also makes you appreciate them more. Having a little bit of distance between yourself, the people you love, distance from work, distance from the things you normally do, and just being is so powerful and so significant in your life in ways that you can't even imagine. And so set a day, whether it's the whole day of Saturday or half a day of Saturday. Obviously, a lot of us can't do this when we're in the thick of things, doing our mom duties or doing our parent duties. But think of one day where you could leave your children or child with your partner, or have some help, have some support like a nanny or an in-law, and be with yourself. And it really makes such a big difference. And the last suggestion that I have to put yourself first, to give yourself some self-care, to give yourself some much-needed quality time, is learn something new. You're challenging yourself, you're putting yourself out there, you're maybe putting yourself out of your comfort zone, but you're putting yourself in a place where you are growing, you are enriching yourself, you're making yourself better, or you're just putting yourself first. And for a lot of moms, that's a big thing. So try to think of a craft, a thing, a sport, a hobby you've always wanted to do. Like for me, I don't want to be a yoga master, but I don't mind being really good at yoga. It's just something that I've been interested in. I never had the time to pursue it because I'm either pregnant, giving birth, having children, and we're having a new cafe, or I'm coming up with a new business. But I promise you, let it be said on camera, 2023 is going to be that year. I used to do a lot of acrobatic yoga, aerial yoga, because I like to do something that's a little bit extra, a little bit more challenging for my body. And a lot of people don't realize this. When you do acrobatic yoga, you're literally suspended in air. And I asked my son, my oldest son, Tony, to do this with me before. And, he was really telling me, oh my God, Mom, it's so hard, because it's actually your full body weight that you are suspending in air and you're controlling all of those muscles. And so I really want to go back to that. Now that my son is 2, I want to do that, and I want to master a lot of the basic yoga poses, and I want to be ready before I launch my collaboration, which I'm going to tell you about, obviously, with Isabel Moon. I'm really excited about that. But that is something that I did not expect to do for myself. I collaborated with a brand that's known for yoga clothing. Yoga is not something of my expertise, but I went there and I did it, and we're actually almost done with the samples, and it's an exciting thing in my life. So one thing that I want to tell you about myself is I don't preach what I don't practice. I practice what I preach. So if I say something for you to try, I also have to do it. In fact, I'm already doing it. So I'm not gonna bark and I'm not gonna have a bite. I'm not gonna say something, promote something that I'm not gonna put my heart and soul into. And I suggest you do the same. So that's the 5 top things that I recommend if you want to put yourself first, that you should put yourself first. So this is actually a strong suggestion, a recommendation that I have for you. Do not forget, parent or not, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whether you just have nephews and nieces and you don't have kids, do not forget the most important rule, if there's any rule in life, the number one thing that I want to share with you and remind you that you are number one. You cannot give what you don't have. And if you have so much of love for yourself, there is so much love that you can give to the ones that you do care for. And so the 5 suggestions that I have: take 10 minutes for yourself, have one thing that you love to do and do it once a day. Do it once a week if you're extremely busy. But seriously, do not make excuses, even if it's just 10 minutes of your life. 1 and 2 are connected. Take 10 minutes for yourself and do one thing that you really want to do that day. Even if it's just to pass by and pick some flowers in the flower shop, do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the weekend or next week. It's never going to happen. Do it now. Have some support from the people that can help you take care of your tasks, take care of your children, get an assistant, get a nanny, even if it's just once or twice a week. Have date night or date day with yourself, and have a full day or at least half a day that you're just taking care of yourself. Go to the spa, go to sleep, go to the beach, kick back and relax, do something that you really want to do. But have a date with yourself, by yourself, alone, and don't be afraid. You'll survive. Oh, and I forgot the most important thing, no phones. You cannot be with yourself if you're with your phone, right? You have to be doing something that's actually present, that's actually live, that's actually right here and now. And then the last one is try something new. Do something that's fun and exciting, even if it's a small thing, even if it's just getting cornrows or braids for your hair, even if it's trying a new polish. Push yourself a little bit more, because for you to be an amazing mom, for you to be an amazing partner, for you to be an amazing anything, you have to put yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. If you want to be amazing, you have to be amazing. And so I practice what I preach. I'm going to do all of the 5 things also. Let me know what you think. Send me a message on Instagram. If you haven't followed me, follow me at PazForcard on Instagram. Send me a message, pazforcard@gmail.com. I'm so happy to hear from you, and I'm so happy to get reviews, give me feedback. Anything you want to say, I'm here. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being part of this episode. I'm always grateful and happy to have you with me. Thank you for listening to the podcast, and thank you for being part of the conversation. Have an amazing day wherever you are in the world. All right, so let's talk about today's outfit. Now, sometimes I'm talking about outfits that I'm ambassador for, or outfits and brands that I love to promote. But today, I want to talk to you about feel-good outfits. Now, do you have days like I do when you're just not feeling yourself and you're not feeling that superhero feeling, and you just feel a little bit, I don't know, fat? I said the F word. Nobody wants to say that word, but it's true. A lot of moms feel fat. A lot of moms don't feel sexy. They don't feel good some days, because our bodies are not the same before having a baby. After having a baby, we have that baby fat in the tummy, a little bit of chubbiness on the face or on the arms that you can't pray away, but you can do something about. And so my secret weapon on the fat days that I have, and I know what you're thinking, Paz, you're not fat. Yes, I am, especially in this area, and you don't see, because guess what? I'm hiding it very well. And so after having my last baby, I've had 4. When you have your first 2 babies, you're still kind of like in fighting form. But on the 3rd and the 4th, that is when you really test the limits of your body. And after baby number 4, I want you to know everything is a high waist cut bikini from now on. It's so hard for me to let go of the fat. Or probably it's also because I love to eat rice. Whatever the reason is, we're talking about the outfit. This is my feel-good outfit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number 1, on the days that you feel fat, for me, I like to wear black. Can I get an amen? It really makes you feel a little bit slimmer, because it removes the focus on your body and it kind of acts a little bit invisible. The fat is hiding in the black. True? And also, I like wearing pants instead of a skirt, so that nobody's congratulating me on my 5th baby. I normally feel good when I'm wearing, a skirt or pants, but then I find on the days where I really need a little help, black always works. And so I love this outfit, not only because it makes me feel better about how I look, but because of the sentimental value. So I noticed that when I'm doing my podcast, I'm wearing something that's from my loved ones, specifically from my parents and my husband. And so I'm wearing this beautiful vintage Cartier that my husband gave me for Christmas that I really, really love. And I'm wearing the earrings that my mom gave from the last time that I saw her. And I'm kind of channeling my dad with this outfit, because he loves wearing this ensemble. I love these pants because I got them in Paris a long time ago, a couple of years ago, in a beautiful store, in a vintage store. And it's probably like 15 years old and it feels fantastic. It's Armani and I really, really, really love it. But then when I look at the pants, I also remember the nice romantic time that I had with my husband. So that's the feel good right there. And then this top is from my dad. It's from a brand called Intimacy Me. We got it in New York a couple of years back. And believe it or not, for those of you who don't know, Intimacy Me is a lingerie brand. And of course, it's typical of my dad to take me to a store and find me the most conservative outfit he can find. So it actually covers me up completely. It's anti-lingerie, anti-honeymoon. It's basically like an outfit if you want to go spying on someone or if you have a stealth mission. I think that's what he was thinking of. But anyway, this is channeling my dad's style. I love it because when I miss my dad, especially like now when I'm really thinking about him, I like to wear outfits that he got me. So this is my feel-good outfit. Let me know what's yours. Send me a message. I'd really love to know what you wear when you want to feel awesome on the days that you don't. I hope you're having an amazing day so far, wherever you are, and thank you so much for listening to my Feel Good Outfit. And I'll talk to you again soon when you join the conversation in the next episode.